I just want to let you guys all know that the question is a secret question and no one else has seen it, except for the executive committee who came up with the question. So that's just to inform everyone, to let everyone know that it is a secret question and no one has seen it. None of the contestants has also seen it. Just to let you guys know, the contestants are being locked up in the bathroom. You guys notice over to the right side over here. Fortunately, they're in the bathroom. Isn't it awesome? And they are playing music, so the contestants cannot hear the question or hear the answers from the other contestant. So this is just to inform everyone. Lots of fun in the bathroom, isn't it?
Number 5, Tuaj more. Tuaj Moore is 22 years old from La Crosse, Wisconsin. We're going to read the question twice, and you may ask us to repeat it if you have any questions. As Mr. Hmong royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work. Other than greeting guests and performing, what other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong royalty.
As Mr. Hmong royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work. Other than greeting guests and performing, what other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong royalty.
Thank you for your question asked. In my time as helping our Hmong community, I have not done much. For these past 2 years in my life helping the Hmong community, most of everyone does not see me as a volunteer. They have not seen me as a performer. Maybe they have not seen me as a leader or a great role model. What I have done, even if it's just little, no matter who it is, I help, no matter what, from the deepest in my heart. Without hesitation, every question that I was asked, every advice I could give, I give out as much as I can. If I was to get the title of Mr. Hmong Royalty 2019, what I would do to improve my voluntary hours to help our community would be, one, for my platform round, I would like for everyone to notice every single person that is sitting next to us. Maybe that person next to you is seeking attention. Maybe they're looking for help. You may not know it, but if you can, help them with just one word, one say. As I said in my platform round, The second thing that I will do to help our community as Mr. Hmong Royalty 2019. My dad has always told me a story as a child. Back in Laos, back in Thailand, yes, it was true that they were poor. Every day, walking out barefoot, no shoes, or just old shoes that's not even wearable. My dad has always told me, your shoes is what takes you to where you are today. With the help of each other, with the help of everyone around us, I hope that every one of us, or just in my ideal of what I can do, is to spark the mind of everyone. To be there for everyone, not as Mr. Hmong Royalty 2019, but as myself, seeing myself equal to everyone. No one is greater than one another. No one is better than one another. For this question that's asked, no matter what it takes, no matter how hard things get, I would like to do it from deep in my heart, without no exceptions, no matter what it takes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our contestant number 5, Hmong. He is 22 years old from La Crosse, Wisconsin. Jusai graduated high school in 2015. And this year, he is looking and getting ready to continue his education. During Jusai's spare time, he enjoys reading, playing the guitar, piano, and other instruments. He also enjoys singing and helping out his family. The sponsors for Jusai are as follows: Dupa Jong from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Samantha Gojung Moa from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, David Vane, the co-founder of the organization called Yegongxia, Miss Hmong America 2018, Gumbo Wu, and Charming Lee from La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Jinyu is 20 years old from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm going to read the question for the first time, and we're going to read it to you again for the second time before you can answer the question here. As Mr. Hmong Royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work. Other than greeting guests and performing, what other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong Royalty.
And once again, the question asks you, as Mr. Hmong Royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work. Other than greeting guests and performing, what other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong Royalty.
Thank you for the question asked. If I was to become your next Mr. Hmong Royalty, I already have, actually, you know what? I already have a lot of plans in mind that I already consulted with a lot of pageants the past year. My first project that I would like to do as a Mr. Hmong royalty is to host a back-to-school scholarship with laptop giveaway to help college students, more specifically freshman college students, so they can, because when I was younger, my freshman year in college, it was difficult getting a laptop, so I had a hard time attending school and writing essays. So I would like to start a laptop giveaway to help the freshmen to begin their college years. Second, recently there has been a lot of gun violence. So as a veteran, I would also like to host some kind of gun safety event to help teach anyone who has no knowledge in gun safety how to properly handle a firearm. 3, a high school scholarship for college. I haven't thought this one completely through yet, but you know, funds are something that's not hard, that's difficult to come by. But overall, I would like to have projects to help the youth in many ways, but more so to help educate them in various topics. I would like to help also teach life lessons, skills, and experience. Because life skills is something that we are not taught, but we learn eventually. But I would like to help teach the youth my knowledge, so it'll be easier for them. So the path will be laid out for them. Thank you.
Is our contestant number 4. He is 28 years old and from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Currently, he is an electrical software engineer, and recently he released his own mobile application called Bird of Theory. He was the former head of security for the Milwaukee New Year and currently serving as the new marketing chair for the Milwaukee New Year. Genu's life goal are to help and inspire others to make a difference by teaching them life skills and coming up with new and cheesy pickup lines, and has always wanted to go ball tossing. He has also graduated from college and has finished serving in the Army. In his spare time, he enjoys raising fish, gardening, swimming, diving, coding, and volunteering, helping out local Hmong events. His sponsors to compete this year in the Mr. Hmong royalty competitions are Ludabellas and KY Ties.
Our next contestant is contestant number 3, John Gang. John Gang is 17 years old from Wausau, Wisconsin. John, your question is, as Mr. Hmong royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work, other than greeting guests and performing. What other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong royalty.
Can I ask you again for the second time?
Yes, please.
As Mr. Hmong royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work. Other than greeting guests and performing, what other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong royalty.
Thank you for your question. Well, as I've said before, I'm a person who notices many problems within our Hmong community. So, something that I would like to have happen in our community as Mr. Hmong royalty is to have a chance to host clubs and conferences that promote diversity and Hmong traditions. The reason behind this is because I want for us Hmong to come together as one and be a strong ethnic group. When I'm out in public and I see others that are not my skin, they never question me, are you Hmong? It's either I'm Chinese, Japanese, or any other ethnicity. And I say this because we as the Hmong people are not putting our names out there. We are basically almost a forgotten group. The reason behind this is because we always fight. We never get along, and that is why, as stated before, I would like to have groups and clubs that are dedicated to promoting Hmong traditions and diversity within our Hmong community. Also, I would also like to promote younger generations to rise up and step up and take places within the Hmong community. As you may know, I am the youngest contestant right now at 17. The rest are at 20. The reason why I'm running is because I want to show that us as the younger generations, we must rise up. We must speak up. And I feel that as a candidate that can reach to the younger generations, our future, I can influence them, come up with ideas with them, and reach a new goal, enhancing and further making our community successful. I also believe that the Hmong pageant title is an important title. And the reason why I say this is because without the title, I am basically just another Hmong citizen in the community. And with the title, I will have the influence and possibly the amount of power that one may need to influence a group of people. If Barack Obama wasn't the president, how powerful would his words actually be? That is my answer. Thank you.
This is our contestant number 3, Zhang Yang. Zhang is 17 years old from Wausau, Wisconsin. He is currently a senior at Wausau West High School, and after high school, he plans to attend UW-Milwaukee, majoring in the field of criminal justice. During his free time, Zhang enjoys playing sports such as volleyball, basketball, hiking, running, bowling, and football. He is fascinated about nature, fishing, and learning about animals. Zhang enjoys singing and playing instruments. He also finds his time participating in various community events and helping out others as well. He finds interest in learning about history, culinary arts, and other scientific subjects. He likes learning about the human mind and body. The sponsors for Zhang is his parents.
is Nulong Lor. Nulong is 21 years old, and he is from Wausau, Wisconsin. We're going to ask you the question twice, starting with me. As Mr. Hmong royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work other than greeting guests and performing. What other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong royalty.
Once again, the question is, as Mr. Hmong royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work. Other than greeting guests and performing, what other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong royalty.
Can you please repeat the question again?
As Mr. Hmong royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work. Other than greeting guests and performing, what other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong royalty.
Thank you for your question. If I were to become the next Mr. Hmong royalty in 2018, there are some projects that I would like to be able to conduct. One project that I have in mind is doing some fundraising, because I'm a person that likes food. I would like to do a fundraising project, doing egg roll fundraisers, because I believe a lot of people, especially in our community, likes eating egg rolls. I would like to raise a fundraise an egg roll. Not just that, just doing egg rolls, but also do a pho fundraiser as well too. And I know for sure a lot of people really do like eating pho. If I were to be selling egg rolls to fundraise money, about a dozen egg rolls I would sell at least about $10 worth. If I were to do a pho fundraiser, one bowl of pho would probably be $10 as well too. Another project that I would like to lead is I really want to do something among my community as well. I would also like to lead doing the Wisconsin River cleanup as well too. Because I feel like in our river system is also an important resource that we need as well. And for that, that is my answer. Thank you.
Nulong Lor is our contestant number 2. He is currently 21 years old and from Wausau, Wisconsin. He is currently in school at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, majoring in communications with an emphasis on electronic media. In his spare time, He enjoys playing volleyball, camping, fishing, swimming, and singing. His sponsor that has helped him compete in this competition is MR.Hmong, Miss Hmong University 2017. Nraug is our contestant number 2. He is currently 21 years old from Wausau, Wisconsin.
Our next contestant is contestant number 1, Basing Yang. Basing Yang is 27 years old from Afton, Minnesota. Basing, your question is, as Mr. Hmong royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work. Other than greeting guests and performing, what other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong royalty.
As Mr. Hmong royalty, you are looked as a leader, a champion, and a role model. You are expected to complete 150 hours of volunteer work. Other than greeting guests and performing, what other community projects have you led, coordinated, or helped orchestrate? Please share your community projects in detail and why those activities make you the most qualified person to be Mr. Hmong royalty.
Thank you for your questions asked. As for me, being a student, being a Hmong person that I grew up in America, I would like to actually share some of my thoughts for you guys from the bottom of my heart. Our community is slowly progressing. We actually have mayor, city councils. Out of all the immigrants, our Hmong people are becoming state senates, mayor, judges. It's because we have the heart. We want to make a movement in our community, in our society. For me, as being a great role model, I may not have the fame, I may not have the money, but the passion for this community, I will give it my all. From the bottom of my heart, and from the ideas that each and every one of you that will actually give me to become a better person, not just to become a better person, but gathering everybody to have an idea of making Hmong Wausau a better place as I stand as a title holder for the new future and for the next Mr. Royalty. That's my answer. Thank you very much.
This is our contestant number 1, Facing Yang. He is 27 years old from Afton, Minnesota. Facing is currently at Century College, majoring in computer science. During his spare time, he likes to sing, play flag football, play volleyball, work out, edit photos, and help out in the Hmong community. Facing has won various awards in the past, such as first place in singing competition at the Hmong New England States in 2009, first place in solo awards for the All-State Singing Competition in high school, and is also the second runner-up for the Prince Charming in Hmong American New Year. The sponsors for Facing is his family and friends, mom and dad, and aunts and uncles.
Đầu tiên kia này nè.
This is our contestant number 3, Zhang Yang.
This is our contestant number 2, Long Lord.
Contestant number 4,
Contestant number 1, Facing yuav.
contestant number 5,
lúc xuống bộ tình cho nó đến Meej từ đầu na rồi đầu chạm tới đi đến hiện tại đó nên chắc cái đến này thì cho nó nhận biết trong future bao đua có nữa đây thì nên nhận thấy là thả tàu ta chỉ từ đầu na là nhiều chỉ tàu buôn này của cho nó mà thiết sơn gió chỉ bằng một này tuần nhiều nè bây giờ trong này cũng hiện nay cũng muốn đốn dậy có thể buồn muốn tuần nhiều cũng chỉ cả mùa cái này bây giờ bao đua có nè